Hey guys, it's Nicole. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe. I like to post about books and music, mostly Taylor Swift. Today is vlog number 2 of my Midnight's Manifest week. This will be the second and last vlog in this little series I'm doing of all the little activities Taylor planned out for us. Right before filming this, I just completed my little TS Antihero challenge. I will put it up on the screen, obviously with no music, because that's gonna get like copyrighted or blocked or whatever. But yeah, you can go watch that with the music on my channel. I thought I came up with a pretty unique idea because I'm always falling down. Anyways, today I went to Target and I will insert some clips of that now. There she is, and where's the album? It's not in the new releases section. There's this, there's that. What is going on? If it got sold out in freaking this little suburb, Oklahoma, that like has hated her ever since like 1989, I'm gonna lose my mind. New and exclusives, not there. I'm so pissed. This place hates her. What is that? Book section's lit though. So Target was a bust. There was no lavender edition here. They had only like 2 shelves. There was not even a proper display, and it was all completely sold out. This has never happened. Like, I bought the Lover album the Friday it came out, but like really late that evening, like Target was open for another hour, I think. There were plenty, and there was a whole display too, like the Lover with the album. Sorry, my mom's putting shit in the trunk. But then as I was like checking out, because I bought like cereal and stuff, I realized one of you guys sent me a link to the bonus tracks on Google Drive on Instagram. And like, I was so close. If I'd have bought it and then read that message, because I didn't see his message until he like replied to my Instagram story, and then I got a notification. But yeah, now I don't have to listen in my car. I wasn't even completely sure if I had a CD player. Now I can listen in my room, and that's, oh my god, the comfort. How is she selling out in freaking Tulsa, Oklahoma? That's what I do not get. She better tour here, because she has not sold out since like Fearless days. So yeah, basically, as you can see, I was not able to find a copy of the Lavender edition. Someone had sent me the link, but I hadn't seen it until they like swiped up and sent me another message, because I've been getting so many DMs from you guys related to the album. I really need to check and respond to all of them. But yeah, somebody saved my ass because they sent me a link to those bonus tracks. The thing is, like, I kind of wanted to buy the CD because my signed copy still hasn't come in, and I feel like really left out. That's how capitalism capitalizes. But yeah, it's completely sold out. And yeah, there isn't really a full display like a lot of Targets are doing around the country. There's kind of just like that little section that I showed you where that album is supposed to be. There were no vinyls. I don't think there was even a place for vinyls. It was just CDs, and they are all completely gone, which is really unheard of in Oklahoma. Like, I remember the last album that was sold out in stores was Fearless. Like, I remember my mom trying to find it for me, but I bought Red the day it came out, and I bought all of these like after school. Like, I didn't buy them first thing in the morning. I was like 13. I remember Red was fine, 1989 was fine. I had choices between the standard and the deluxe editions. I remember Reputation, my mom bought it for me before driving to my college town, because my college town did not have a Target. So she bought that around like 4 p.m. on release day, and everything was fine. And she bought me the like magazine, and both magazines were available for purchase, and there were plenty of them. And then the Lover album, I remember there were the 4 versions. I drove back to my hometown to this local Target, and not only were there every single version, but there was like a huge display, so like there was more stock, I guess. I don't know why there wasn't the whole display this time, because they don't usually do that. There was a designated display at the front of the store for both Reputation and Lover. I don't know what's going on with Midnight's, but yeah, they didn't freaking have it, and I'm so perplexed. I guess maybe it's just because a lot of people have gotten back into Taylor Swift with Folklore and Evermore in my state, because very specifically, like, I always talk about being a veteran Swiftie, but purely because I live in the South. Like, I heard of Taylor through my friends in elementary school, and we were all obsessed with her. I actually think it's more impressive when I hear stories of people like international fans who came around maybe later than I did, like around Speak Now, but the way they found her was on some like obscure website, and they've never heard of her, and none of her friends knew who she was. I think that's so cool. But yeah, she was like the bee's knees back in my day, and everybody loved her so much until like the Red in 1989 era. And then I remember all my friends fell off, and they freaking like almost borderline hated her because she went pop, and I was like, this just keeps getting better and better. And every single album release, I was so excited. And then all those bitches came back around for Folklore and Evermore because they were into the folky sound. They probably bought up all of the copies of Midnight's in our town, and now they're probably the people who are bitching about it on TikTok because it's not Folklore or Evermore. That's where I feel like I have a more unique perspective as someone who is obsessed with Folklore and Evermore and doesn't think Midnight's comes close to topping it. It's because like I have context. Like, I've been here since the beginning. I signed up for 1989, Reputation, Lover, like, even though I thought Red was still better than those albums, and I really appreciated that folky acoustic sound more. I mean, I was here for 1989, Rep and Lover. Those are some of the best pop albums of all time, even though it's not my favorite genre. So when Midnight's came around, it feels like this is just the natural progression of her sound. Like she's always going to change it. But it's also like at a certain point, I do get sick of just sitting and crying in my room. We know she wants to come back with a stadium tour, so of course she's going to have songs you can dance to, but I think the lyricism is still really smart. A lot of this vlog might be just me going on tangents about my thoughts on this album. I have so many thoughts. You can follow my TikTok to see more of my just random thoughts that I suddenly start recording that are like 3 seconds long that I don't make a whole YouTube video over. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, all those bitches bought up Midnight's, and they're probably the same bitches who are complaining about it on TikTok and how it's not folklore and evermore because they fell off between her country and her folk phases, basically. But yeah, Midnight's, I'm so happy about it because it's like these are songs that are meant to be played in a stadium. This just like further makes me believe there will be a tour. It's time to dance again. Like, you know, I love To Cry to Folklore and Evermore, and those are amazing, and I would agree with you if you said Folklore and Evermore are better albums, but like Midnight's is amazing, and it's the time for that genre. Like it's time to get back into the swing of things. Like of course the pandemic is not over yet, but we're all kind of emerging out of that sadness. I think she really knows how to take cues from her audience, people around her. We're ready to shake our asses again. Like that's just how it is, you know? And there are some songs you can still cry to on Midnight's. Like I think it's got a little bit of something for everyone, but I mean, it shocked me because I thought it would be 70s pop, but it's really not that surprising. I knew she'd have to have stadium bangers. So the TLDR, long story short, would be I cannot get a hold of a copy of the Lavender edition. God, it makes me infuriated. I know a lot of the people who probably bought that out at my store probably do not like the album because it's not Folklore or Evermore. At first I was like, shit, it's sold out. Maybe she will tour like in Tulsa or Oklahoma City. I'm not gonna hold out hope though because I still think the demographic is not quite correct. And if people do not actually like the album even though they bought it, odds are, you know, it's a lot less risky to pay $13 or $14 for an album versus like a few $100s for a concert ticket. So I don't know. I'm probably going to have to travel. R.I.P. my wallet. Sorry, it's really windy and it's like distracting her. Princess, it's okay. It's just a little wind. We live in Oklahoma, Princess. You've been here for 14 years. So now we are going to listen to these 3 bonus tracks. 2 of them are remixes and 1 of them is a new song. I will have timestamps down below if you'd like. Princess, you're fine. I will have timestamps down below. What is this? If you would like to skip this section, if you don't want to spoil it for yourself, if you haven't heard these, because while I will not be playing the songs, because this will definitely get taken down if I play them since they're not out on streaming yet, I'll still be talking about lyrics, and that's kind of a spoiler, so feel free to skip ahead. Basically, what convinced me to go to Target and attempt to buy the bonus tracks was a lot of people online who said literally just the song Hits Different is worth paying for that like whole separate album. I mean, it's only like 13-14 bucks, but still. I hope my signed copy comes in while I'm vlogging this second part because I want to like unbox it on camera. Oh my god, that'd be so exciting. I actually have not unboxed a single one of my signed CDs because I'm too nervous. I'm afraid of like, I don't know what I'm afraid of, but I just feel like that's a very special sacred moment. However, with the signed Midnight's albums, I will not get to see the signature unless I open it because it's a signed picture. So I like that she's kind of like forcing me to step out of my comfort zone. But yeah, hopefully that comes in this week. I'm seeing a lot of people. I have a friend in Germany who got their signed CD, okay? An international fan. It's probably because it's from the German store, likely, and Germany's not the size of the US, but some people are getting them on the East Coast so far as of, what's today? Today is the 23rd at 4 a.m. because I'm insane. People on the East Coast are getting theirs. It's shipping from Michigan. Okay, ranting aside, let's just react. I have to let my cat out. She's gonna like paw at the door and scream if I don't. Oh, another thing that's going to be included in this vlog, I'm obviously going to be reacting to the next music video that's coming out on Tuesday, I think it is. My money's on vigilante shit, but I could be wrong. Also, I wonder if we're getting a music video for every single one because that teaser trailer was like a lot. I can't see that only being 2 music videos. I don't know. We'll see. This might be the visual album we've all been kind of hoping for since Reputation. There's also 2 late night talk show things she's going to be on. I don't know if she's going to be performing or what exactly is going to be happening. I'm afraid I'm also going to have to take the illegal route to watch those because who pays for cable? Who pays for cable? Show me someone who pays for cable under the age of like, I don't know, 40. But yeah, this will be a nice little cheap Midnight's vlog because I'm saving up for freaking concert tickets and plane tickets or gas. I hope these recordings are not terrible quality. I tried to do it the legal way, but the stars were not aligning. So I had to work out a mastermind way It's real. It's actually like working. I'm surprised. I'm downloading them to my computer so I don't lose them. Okay, so it's like electric guitar. I washed my hands of us. That's a lyrical parallel to would've, could've, should've. If I was a child, did it matter if you got to wash your hands from the first verse? I did my homework. Oh my god, I pictured you with other girls in love and threw up on the street. I don't think Taylor has ever sang about throwing up. Oh, that beat slaps. It's very pop. Wait, did she just sing about a bus that never shows up? That's like the one. I thought I saw you at the bus stop. I didn't though. Oh my god, it's like so 2000s pop. Wait, what? Asshole outlaw? Skip town like an asshole outlaw? I need to go back. I used to switch out these Kens. Wait, like a Ken, like Barbie doll? Are these men toys to her? Or am I mishearing something? I think she's saying Kens. I think she's talking about men are toys to her. Rip the band-aid off and skip town like an asshole outlaw. Getaway car? Freedom felt like summer then, on the coast. This has a lot of really early Taylor melodies. And I never don't cry. It's like that country rocky poppy thing. I slur your name till someone puts me in a car. I thought she was getting arrested for like public intoxication. This like honestly really slaps. I have no idea what she just said in the beginning of the bridge. I found the artist sax cried of Vaderber. Okay, let's try that again. It's like auditory processing is not happening. I found the art of X I cried over. Artifacts? Is she saying artifacts? Okay, one more time. I hate not having lyrics. I found the artifacts cried over. I found the artifacts cried over? She's not saying I found the artifacts I cried over. This is just me having auditory processing issues for like 5 minutes straight. I chased the evidence. Why the wound is still bleeding? You were the one that I loved. Don't beat it for a murder. It was simple enough. Is English my first language? A riddle in time like the creeps by your eyes. Crease by your eyes? That makes more sense than creeps. It's like the whisper challenge, except she's screaming. A wrinkle in time like the crease by your eyes? This is where they shouldn't kill off the main guy. Dreams of your hair and your stare and your sense of relief. Argumentative and fit of a train girl. Argumentative and a filical train girl? Okay, one more time. I feel like an 80-year-old. I'm not getting it. A filical train girl. A delical train girl. A delible dream girl. This is miserable. That's another thing I would have liked about having the CD if, you know, my town didn't buy it up, would be the lyric booklet. The acoustic guitar is nice. At least I can understand that. I heard your key turn in the door. Oh my god, is that your key in the door or have they come to take me away? What? Oh wow, high note. To take me away. It makes me think that little melody that's like, it hits different. Sheryl Crow? I don't know what I'm thinking of. Oh my god, the very end is cut off. I'm gonna scream. It hits different cause it's, and then it cuts. I'm so pissed. Okay, well that's the end of that, I guess. I assume it's just like a little guitar strum and her voice rings out. It hits different cause it's you. I'm assuming. I don't see why it would be any longer than 3 minutes and 55 seconds. The lyrics are on Genius. I'm a freaking idiot. Well, now we can all laugh at how bad I'm at hearing things. Oh, my love is a lie. I thought she was saying all my love is a lie. Yep, she is saying Ken's like Barbie dolls. Now the sun burns my heart and the sand hurts my feelings. Wow. I find the artifacts cried over a hat. Curse to the space that I needed. I traced the evidence, make it make some sense. You were the one that I loved, don't need another metaphor, it's simple enough. A wrinkle in time like the crease by your eyes. I did eventually get that one. This is why they shouldn't kill off the main guy. Dreams of your hair and your stare and your sense of belief in the good in the world. You once believed in me. And I felt you and I held you for a while. Bet I could still melt your world. Argumentative. I hear my cat meowing outside the door. I just let her out. Argumentative, antithetical dream girl. Okay, it's a big brained word, so I give myself a pass. Antithetical, directly opposed or contrasted, mutually incompatible. Wait, is that kind of like a little bit of a spin on the Manic Pixie Dream Girl? That's pretty cool. God, after hearing this one, I'm so confused on what the hell this set list is going to look like for the tour, because we have so many albums since she last toured, but also because so many of these are bops. And it's such a long album. Like, it was one thing when it was Reputation and like she pulled So It Goes off and like those were the only new songs, but like this has so many bops that are so good for performing. I'm so intrigued by how this is going to be arranged, and do not ask me for a Midnight's Tour set list video like I did with Loverfest, because I'm not big brained enough to do that. I'm not decisive enough to do that. You know, I made a Loverfest video only with Lover in mind, like as if it would have happened in 2020. So do not ask me any questions about what this could look like, because I have no answers for you. Yeah, that was cute. I'm a little more intrigued to hear like the strings arrangements of You're on Your Own, Kid. I'm wondering what inspired Hits Different. Maybe it's fictional. It seems kind of fictional. Oh wow, the strings, oh my god, it's plucked violin. Wow, is there no bass? Oh, I bet we'll hear the harmonies so much better. This sounds like Bridgerton. I've never seen Bridgerton. There is a bass line, kind of. Oh wow, the harmonies at the end, all the ahs. Yeah, this is going to end up in a period piece and or a Bridgerton episode like Wildest Dreams did. I do think I like the original more because something about that like sort of 80s reminiscent sound is really appropriate for the song, I think. Like the build is really nice. And this opens up the door for, as I said, period pieces. Watch us have like an orchestra cover in a week after this. I think I like this better actually. Her harmonies are in my left ear only. Oh, now they're going over here. Ooh, it's like swinging. I want to cover this on the piano now. Oh, it has violin too. There's plucked strings. Oh my god. This is better. This is superior. Oh my god. Is that a saxophone? Oh my god. This is not just piano. Wow. She's over here. This is sick. Wow, that outro, that's like incredible. Oh, piano solo. Oh my god, concert hall, concert pianist. Who's that playing? Oh, now that I would have paid 14 bucks for, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a capitalist fool. That is beautiful, amazing. That makes me like that song so much more. It's so swingy. I love that. I love that. That's my favorite one out of those three. I just realized my YouTube short is like blowing up. I have like 4,000 views on it. And the fun thing is I always notice people like only ever get hate comments on like YouTube shorts. I haven't gotten any hate comments, but I got some weird ones. So someone said I thought I was the only one, which is kind of strange. Is that like sarcasm? That kind of sounds like they're trying to make me out to be like, as if I'm saying like, oh, I'm so unique for this, but it's just a trend. Like it's just the anti-hero challenge. This is not that bad. You're not a problem, sweet girl. I don't think they get the challenge. What audience did this stick me in front of? I wanted the Swifties. Guys, please go get me on the right side of YouTube shorts, whatever sides of YouTube shorts. The problem is it pushes you out to people who do not watch your other videos or who do not watch videos similar to yours. Please go save my YouTube short when you see this. Who knows what state it's in by the time this video gets uploaded, but they said you're not a problem, sweet girl. You're just too distracted to slow down and pay attention to what you're doing. What has you so distracted is the better question. What is that supposed to mean? It's not really that I'm distracted. It's just that I weigh the risks and like the cost benefit analysis. I am a 6 foot tall girl who has a shoe size that is a 7 in the kids section. Okay. It's just really anatomically incorrect. If you are watching this video, CJ Kennedy, I'm very anatomically incorrect. I'm enormous. I'm the monster on the hill, slowly lurching towards your favorite city. And my feet are the size of little tater tots. And I fall down a lot, but also I'm the kind of person who doesn't like to screw around. I like to go fast, and I'm not in a body that's designed to go fast. It's a recipe for disaster. So this is where we get. It's where we get. Also, like all of those issues took place while I was in college, which is just the place you go to get screwed up. So, and my favorite comment, guys, I love this one so much. Stop focusing on yourself and focus on others. And your problem doesn't exist. Bitch, I got stepped on by a horse. I should have been focusing on the people around me. One comment is like, please stop being so distracted. And the next one is like, you need to focus on others. Stop thinking about yourself. I fell off a horse. What do you mean think about others? I can't. I busted my lamp. Oh my god, I sprained my leg in my sleep. I should have been focusing on others. What is that? I almost peed my pants reading that. Anyways, okay. Now the last little section for today's portion of the vlog is going to be a discussion about Midnight Rain, because I've seen so many theories. I think once I process this a little more, like within the next month or two, I'm going to do a full lyrical analysis of this album, because it's a lot to unpack. Okay, we're dealing with a huge time span of which these songs are written about. It's really not that black and white. It also could be about multiple things. Anyways, here's my new updated Midnight Rain theory. It changes every few hours, so take this with a grain of salt. So when I first heard this song, as you probably know if you watched my reaction video, I thought it was about Tom Hiddleston, particularly because like I think of like Champagne Problems, and that one always kind of gave me slight Tom Hiddleston vibes, I'm not gonna lie. Obviously we see that kind of confirmed that maybe Taylor kind of relates to the Champagne Problems character at least a little bit with like these lines like, he wanted a bride, I was making my own name. Back then I swore I was gonna marry him someday, but I realized some bigger dreams of mine your daddy's farm we were gonna buy someday, that 1950s shit they want from me. All they keep asking me is if I'm gonna be your bride. The only kind of girl they see is a one night or a wife. Like, she has these ideas about marriage and like how it might be kind of antiquated now that she's older. She's like rethinking this a little bit when she previously was so romance focused. Anyways, Champagne Problems and this song, immediately like I started making connections, and then I was thinking of Tom Hiddleston because it felt like kind of recent when I first heard it. I don't agree with that analysis now, but it did feel recent, and I was mostly paying attention to the second verse. It came like a postcard, picture perfect shiny family, holiday peppermint candy, but for him it's every day, so I peered through a window, blah blah. And I thought of like those pictures of Taylor meeting Tom's grandma, I think it was. There were pictures of them like going for a walk together or something, and I was like, wow, this seems kind of fast. They've only been together like a few months, but Tom was older than her, so maybe he was more in the business of like settling down, so maybe she felt like she might be rushed into things a little too fast if she'd have stayed with him. Yeah, so that's where I got my like Tom theory, was from the second verse. And then people really were thinking Taylor Lautner because like it does have vibes of like Back to December, the peppermint candy, holidays, things like that, and how like nice he was to her. I broke his heart because he was nice. He was sunshine, I was midnight rain. That does really give me Taylor Lautner vibes. But then the first verse is what's throwing me. My town was a wasteland full of cages, full of fences, pageant queens and big pretenders, but for some it was paradise. And then it seems like she's leading into who this someone would be, who would think her hometown was paradise. My boy was a montage, a slow motion love potion, jumping off things in the ocean. I broke his heart because he was nice. He was sunshine, I was midnight rain. Also, just real quick before I forget to say this, the chorus makes me think of all you have to do is stay, because the high note of rain and pain or whatever. Anyways, so that verse feels like a hometown romance. Like before she even moved to Nashville, she really wanted to get out of Pennsylvania. I can't see her describing Nashville as a wasteland. Well, she was kind of on the outskirts of Nashville, wasn't she? Like, what was it called? Hendersonville or something? I do think back, like, lyrical parallels to, like, talking about your daddy's farm we were gonna buy someday. I don't know too much about the origins of that song, but I also think back to 15. Back then I swore I was gonna marry him someday. Like, first of all, in the South, you do tend to see people getting married young. And when I was 14 years old, I had a boyfriend who said he wanted to marry me, like, all the time. And being 14 years old, I was like, but I also have the same kind of outlook on marriage as Taylor, like antiquated, weird. Why do you need to bring the law into this? Like, can't you just trust me? Yeah, so it doesn't strike me as that far out for a boyfriend from her like hometown. If it was like middle school, no, she didn't date anyone in middle school. Her first boyfriend was freshman year of high school. Okay, so this might be her first boyfriend. His name was Drew. That's weird because I still just can't see her describing Nashville like that. I don't know. Well, pageant queens and big pretenders. Nashville does have a lot of people who want to get ahead in the music industry. Also, it makes me think about how she started off in country, but that was not her ultimate goal. I think she started off in country because it's the easiest genre to break into, especially when you're like a white woman. Let's be honest, it's kind of exclusive. Not everybody can become a successful country artist. It's not as diverse as pop. She fit that demographic perfectly, but for some it was paradise. So anyways, that makes me think of some kind of high school boyfriend. Yeah. Then the second verse, it's like, could be Tom, could be Taylor Lautner, either one. And that's when I started to believe this is just about multiple men. Like, I think this is about maybe any boyfriend she's had that has brought up the idea of marriage. It might not have been every single boyfriend, but I think she's writing about all of the men who have ever kind of maybe pressured her into settling down, and she's kind of combining them into one. And these might have also happened to have been the most amicable breakups she's had. Like, these might have been like the better men that she's dated, and in that case it's accurate to say they were all sunshine and she was midnight rain. Like, she's saying, you know, this is a common theme that we're kind of seeing on this album. Like, I was the problem, he wanted it comfortable, I wanted that pain. Like, someone wanting it comfortable, that can be a lot of different people. And she's talking about how her own progression was what ended these relationships. He stayed the same. Like, all of these men potentially stayed the same. They were a rock to her, but like ultimately she changed too much. It also really makes me think of the narrator in Champagne Problems. Like, she's going through a little bit of a crisis, or she's like really trying to find herself through her career, in Taylor's case in this one, because this is obviously more diaristic. And what makes me believe it's about a few different men also is the fact that in Coney Island it's very much a fictional scenario, but then we get to the bridge and it's like a completely different concept. It's like definitely about multiple relationships. relationships, because it's like, were you waiting at our old spot in the tree line by the gold clock? Did I leave you hanging every single day? Were you standing in the hallway with a big cake? Happy birthday. That is a dig at Jake Gyllenhaal. We know this. Did I paint your bluest skies the darkest gray? That's like as if John Mayer was talking. I think she's like having this catharsis for herself in the bridge of Coney Island, where these other people are kind of like acknowledging how they wronged her, and I think that like brings her some closure or peace. Those are both the names of Taylor Swift songs. Maybe I am onto something. I think a lot of these Midnight songs could be multiple people threaded into one song. We could see more of like a Coney Island bridge. Something else that's also very interesting to me is I remember back when like Speak Now and Red came out, and like she would have all these songs that were about different breakups, or at least it seemed to be. I remember the media really took this idea and ran with it, that every single song was about a completely different man, and so she was labeled a slut because the media had this like narrow-minded idea that you can only write one song about one person. But now that we're in the re-recording era, it seems like people have really tied each album itself to a different man, which is I think a little bit more accurate, because you can write so many songs about the same person, and like Jake has become like the entirety of Red, but there's also stuff about like Connor Kennedy on there, or John has become like the entirety of Speak Now, but there's literally a song about the lead singer of Owl City. I don't think one extreme or the other is correct, and I also don't think just because it's one song, it's one muse. Like we've seen that in Coney Island, as I said, and I just think that's what's happening in Midnight Rain. Oh my god, my cat just opened the door. Okay, I think that's my cue. Are you okay? Jesus, did you body slam it? Princess, please. Shh, it's okay. It's okay. Why do you do these things? You can knock. You don't have to beat down the door like a cop. You're 8 pounds. Karma is a cat. And she doesn't love me. No, I'm kidding. She does. That's why she beat down the fucking door like a police officer. Okay, I think that's my cue to go. I've been recording for 50 minutes. Yeah. So, those are all of my thoughts for today. Yeah, I'll cut to whatever time next week where I end up reacting to the next thing on the itinerary. Maybe there are more surprises, maybe there aren't. This has been very exciting so far. Okay guys, it is Monday and we have a few different things I'm going to be doing today. First of all, my signed copy of Midnights came in and I'm so excited to open that on video. I also know I have to open it on video because I'm seeing on Twitter people are getting their signed copies, and then when they open them they realize that the signed insert is not actually signed. So people are advising others to please open theirs on camera so that you can prove to UMG like that's what happened to you, because I guess they're very hard to deal with. Even knowing that, I still ordered the Midnights coasters that dropped tonight. I think they're so cute and I just feel like I could put them like on my bookshelves, because I tend to like always have a drink with me in my room, and I feel like, oh my god, it'd just be so nice to just have those on the places where I normally set my drinks, and I think it'll look really nice. I love the colors of the vinyl pressings, but I don't have a record player, so I don't own any vinyls, and I couldn't justify like just buying them for whatever reason. Well, I guess I could like frame them or something, but that's way too expensive. But the coasters are only $25 for all 4, and it comes with a cute little sleeve that is like the cover of the album, so I think that's very cute. I love how a vinyl record looks when it's not used for like vinyl things. Like I actually have a vinyl record right there that's a Beauty and the Beast clock, like it was carved out of a vinyl, and I think stuff like that is just really cute because I don't use vinyl. So I'm also going to be reacting to the Bejeweled music video that is Cinderella themed. That was one of my huge predictions for this album, and I was a little bit disappointed I didn't get that in the actual like lyrics or songs. We did get a Beauty and the Beast reference, but no Cinderella, but now we have a Bejeweled music video that's literally Cinderella. And honestly, it makes a lot of sense. I should have seen this coming, knowing the lyrics of Bejeweled, like didn't see you walking all over my peace of mind in the shoes I gave you as a present. While it's kind of like, that seems like it would be from the fairy godmother's perspective. The symbol of shoes, like shoes are a huge symbol in Cinderella. Don't put me in the basement when I want the penthouse of your heart. Oh my god, like her getting locked away when they were coming and trying to have all the ladies in the kingdom try on the glass slipper. I'm really excited to see where this goes. Like I'm so excited. Also, I believe she was on the Fallon show tonight or something, so I will watch that and then provide you with all of my thoughts. So let's just get into me watching the music video, and then I will open up my signed CD. People think she's going to be collaborating with some makeup line, and Bejeweled is like some kind of hint at that. I don't really know what's going on there, but god, my wallet is going to be in so much pain. I've gotten so much back into makeup in the last year now that I'm not in college anymore, and I like have time to put makeup on. Oh my god, is it gonna be modernized Cinderella? Some of her best work. Is that her vomit? Her hair is so pretty. Diamond nipple tassels? What? I don't think I'm ready for this. Oh my god, you have to enter a talent competition. Oh my god, you're kidding. Once the ring, once the title, once the D, once the castle. I love how like not just the Haim sisters, but like Esty in particular is now like playing 2 characters in the Taylor cinematic universe. Oh my god, all the ranks their mother has. You can't be serious. Wait, what's playing in the background? There's a violin. Hang on, I'm not paying enough attention. Is that Enchanted in the background? It is. I've always thought Speak Now was next, but I'm really starting to get the, I don't want to say confirmations. I'm noticing some patterns. They're playing Enchanted. You'd have nothing to do with her again. Wait, so in this world, she's the Princess X, the exile thing. Okay, so this makes things a lot more complicated for Cinderella to have been exiled. That's like serious stuff to overcome to get to your happy ending. Okay, I do feel like Speak Now is the next re-recording after this because they could have easily done a violin rendition of Wildest Dreams. Like, there are a lot of things that could fit. I feel like whatever song she chose is intentional. I want to do my hair like that already now. My bangs grew out so long since I last cut them in December, but God, I might do it again. That hairstyle looks so good. Okay, but like this scene of her in the elevator is very reminiscent of Reputation, like the stadium tour particularly. I think it was ready for it when she wore this cloak thing, but also Willow. Willow has a very similar cloak. As a sparkly girl, this is just everything to me right now. Okay, this makes me think of Out of the Woods when she's covered in frost, the way she's holding her arm. 3. Speaking Now is next. 3. She hit 3 on the elevator. She could have hit any other number. Do you see where I'm coming from? Oh wow, all the colors. Okay. Okay, she literally has the numbers, the colors of her albums. Like 1 is greenish, 2 is gold, 3 is purple, 4 is red, 4th album is red, 5 1989, 6 Reputation, 7 Lover, 8 Folklore, 9 Evermore, it's brown like Evermore. And then she has the 2 re-recordings, which are gold and red again, just like 2 and 4. Wait, holy shit. 12. Guys, I'm right. I'm right. 12 is Midnights and it's black. 13, which would be the album that comes out after Midnights, is the exact same shade of purple as the 3, which is Speak Now. My heart is racing. I'm right. And then I bet she'll go up to the 13th floor and it'll be like, is this the reveal? This is essentially the announcement, isn't it? This song is just iconic. I'm sorry. Like, I just can't even like focus because I love the music so much. The designs inside the elevator look very Art Deco, like 1920s. There's so much glitter. I'm obsessed. Okay, this one looks so much like Wildest Dreams Taylor. The like Hollywood glam waves. Dita Von Teese. It's taking everything in me not to just scream slut era, but I can't do that because my parents are in the kitchen. The martini glasses. Oh my god, her saying nice as the martini glasses appear. Wow, I love that makeup look. Hold on, I need to like, now I want to recreate that. I love the white eyeliner that's coming out of here. And all the shades in the lipstick, it's like very maroon at the corners and then very red in the middle. Is she pulling off her pantyhose? That's weird. Okay, now the clock says 13. It's so burlesque, oh my god. Something about this also makes me think of the Renaissance paintings of all the girls together, like those really old Renaissance era scenes. Queen Pat was impressed, oh my god. Prince Jack was forced to propose to House Wench Taylor. Oh, they did my boy Jack so dirty. He looks like a founding father. He looks like he's going to a constitutional convention. She ghosted. That's funny. God, there's still like a full minute left and the song's over. I'm scared. Are we getting a Speak Now announcement? But she kept the castle. That's a really pretty yellow dress. I thought there'd be a little more dialogue at the end. I was a little excited for that. This has to be Speak Now confirmed. Let me read the comments. Wait, Long Live is playing at the end? Hold on. Okay, come on. Come on. If Long Live is playing at the end, yep, that's Long Live on trumpet. Speak Now's next. That's too many coincidences. And for not only, okay, it'd be like maybe a little bit of a coincidence if Long Live was playing just in the end credits. That'd be a really, really subtle Easter egg. But it's not only playing in the end credits, it's playing as she's like walking out in a castle scene. Is there a lyric on Speak Now that talks about castles? I could build a castle out of all the bricks they threw at me. That has Cinderella vibes. But I just feel like with the 3 and the 13, that's like way too intentional. Is the Coney Island bridge theory seriously true? Were you waiting at our old spot in the tree line by the gold clock? Were you standing in the hallway with a big cake happy birthday? Red. Did I paint your blue skies the darkest gray references Dear John off Speak Now? And when I got into the accident that happens in Out of the Woods from 1989. And then Reputation, like when I walked up to the podium, I forgot to say your name. Like she was with Calvin previously and like that whole drama and he didn't thank her for like collaborating with him. And then she also didn't feel like she could thank him when she won Album of the Year. When I walked up to the podium, I think I forgot to say your name. And then I feel like Taylor Swift debut is like a given as the ending one. Okay, I have to go show this music video to my mom and then I'm going to open open the CDs and watch Jimmy Fallon. Also, just a quick random interpretation of Bejeweled. I will do this in a lyrical analysis video within the next few weeks to like a month-ish probably, because I need time to like think everything over and figure out all my theories and interpretations. But at first, if you watch my reaction, you will notice that I thought Bejeweled was kind of like a statement made in rebuttal of people thinking a woman is kind of done in the pop music industry after 30. Like, best believe I'm still bejeweled. I think I've been too kind, didn't notice you walking all over my peace of mind and the shoes I gave you as a present, all the things she's contributed to the music industry, and how just because she's a woman, like the idea that she'd be written off after she turns 30 because she's like old now. And it's kind of her rebuttal, as in like she wants to always be adored by her industry and her fans, and like, don't put me in the basement when I want the penthouse of your heart. Like, I'm still a star, I'm still bejeweled. And I really like that interpretation more than what I now think it actually is about. I think it has to do with Calvin Harris and him not appreciating her. Like, we danced all night and you can try to change my mind, but you might have to wait in line. Like, he was not able to make her into what he wanted her to be. And also the line did confuse me with my original interpretation. When I meet the band, they ask, do you have a man? I can still say I don't remember. At first I was like, okay, is this supposed to be some kind of commentary that she can still be like having that ditzy, youthful girl energy? Like, oh, I don't remember, and like still be magnetic in that way. But I think it's definitely like, oh, I could still say this to them, like a threat to him, and obviously him being in a relationship with her. So that line does make a little more sense, but I still do really like my original idea more. It's kind of like Mirror Ball, but it's like the happier side of that, the side that's a little more edgy and bitchy and is like, I'm gonna prove to you I'm still bejeweled. Her talking to the music industry. I'll go more in detail on this in my lyrical analyses or review video, whatever I end up titling it. Turn my post notifications on if you want to watch that one. But now we're just going to, first of all, open up my Midnight's signed album and see if it's signed. But I also decided I want to actually open my other Taylor Swift signed CDs that I got a while ago and never ended up opening, because what am I waiting for? Like, I'm never gonna sell these. I don't know, I think people maybe have the idea of leaving them unopened so that maybe one day their like grandkids could sell them if they needed to or something, like whoever these go to at the end of our lives. I don't know, I don't really know why people are not opening them, but I don't know why I'm not opening them. Also, specifically because my Folklore looks like it could have a heart, but I can't tell because there's a sticker that needs to be opened, because if there's a heart under there, I'm gonna be very excited. Also, my red is super smudgy. I just want to like touch these because she's touched them. It's been long enough. I think ultimately I'm going to put these in shadow boxes because I literally saved the confetti from Folklore. I didn't get any confetti with red. Maybe I can just buy some, or I'll put them on my bookshelves maybe, I don't know. Ooh, they would look really cool in the back of my videos, like right along here. That's also a good idea. Okay, so we're gonna start with Midnight's. So this is the confetti that it came with, and I'm going to put that all in my Folklore confetti bag. Oh shit. It's stuck on there with like static. So cute. So now I have 2 eras worth of confetti. I'm sad I didn't get a signed Evermore because that one's my favorite album. The moment of truth. I'm going to put my fingers big time over this because I know people like to take screenshots and try to like scam people and say they're selling something when they're not. And they took the picture from somebody else who posted their real one online. This is surreal. I haven't gotten to look at an actual physical embodiment of this album because my Target was completely out of stock. There's like wood shavings all over it. What the heck? Do you see that? I'm gonna open it on camera so that UMG can't try to tell me shit. That's another thing, is like, I understand sealed makes things like you're able to sell them for more, but how does that work with these when you can't tell if it's signed or not? Because a lot of them are coming unsigned. So you could easily scam someone without even knowing you're scamming someone because you haven't opened it to check if it's actually signed. I don't know why I'm struggling so hard right now. I hope I have a heart. Much may not even have a signed one at all. I don't want to break it. It's signed. It doesn't have a heart, but that's fine. Oh my god! Holy shit. That's a nice signature. Oh my god, the disc looks so good. Oh my god, I'm so excited to get my coasters now. Wait, so the coasters would be about the size of the disc, wouldn't it? It's 4 inches, it said. Oh my god, my signature looks really nice. Is this half of a heart though? I feel like this might be half of a heart. I'm putting that in the front because it fits perfectly. That'll just be the new cover. Oh my god, I'm gonna piss my pants. These photos look so tortured. She's freaking going through it. I mean, I guess she is. Okay, so mine is signed. That's a relief. Amazing. Beautiful, stunning, perfect. Okay, now let's open the other ones. My red one is such a mess. Like, there's so much smudges. I think people like smudges though. Wow, mine is really smudged up. Yeah, this one literally has smudges on the back. This is surreal. This is like a weird experience. My second one, oh my god. Now time to find out if my folklore actually has a heart. Okay, so not a heart, but a lump. Interesting. She didn't even try to do like a little bit of the actual shape of a heart. Well, there will be more signed albums. These are all pretty good signatures, honestly. That makes me very happy. That's like everything I love about everything right here. So yeah, none of mine had any like cat hairs or spills of aromatic wine. I sniffed all of them. I'm not ashamed to say it. I looked through all the booklets in case there were like marks on any of their pages, because some people had marks on other pages, or like some wine spills or cat hair in between the pages. I looked. I have none of that, but I have, I think, maybe an almost heart on this one. Comment below, tell me if you think that's an attempted heart. And I also think my Midnight's, something's weird about it. This is definitely not a heart, but you can tell there's like a difference in her downstroke on the R. But yeah, now it's time for me to watch The Tonight Show. Okay, so it got really late yesterday. There was just too much to do. Bejeweled video, theorizing. I had stuff to do for work, and then I fell asleep. So we are watching The Tonight Show today. At least doing it this way, I'm pretty sure it was not uploaded to the Jimmy Fallon website last night, so it is uploaded now. And yeah, I'm probably just gonna watch it and not like react as things are happening, because that would be way too long, because it's a 40-minute show and I have advertisements. But yeah, I'll just pop on and tell you what she says, what Easter eggs may be dropped. I think she said something about tour. I'm just really excited to see this. I don't know if she's even performing. I don't think she is, because no one's posted about it. Supposedly Meghan Trainor is on this one as well, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I saw pictures of this outfit online yesterday, and I was like, that is an optical illusion. Like, I was not into the high neckline and the crazy pattern, but now that she's standing, it looks kind of good. It's cut really nice and it's very flattering. Like, I really like the flare pants. It's like fitting in with the 70s aesthetic that she chose for this album that is not 70s themed at all for some reason, but I think it actually looks kind of good. Like, look at her when she walks. That looks really nice. It's still kind of crazy, and I really don't like the neckline. I'm 32, so we're considered geriatric pop stars. Oh my god. No, she's gonna be doing this well into her 50s. I full and truly believe that. As long as she wants to keep releasing stuff, she could be doing it into her 70s, her 80s. As long as she feels inspired and wants to write, like, we'll be listening. Jimmy just showed that picture of him that's like god awful that Jack Antonoff keeps sending him. That he took, I guess, while he was wine drunk. And then Taylor said, I never thought I'd be able to see the inside of your brain like that, because it's like a horrible, unflattering angle, and there's flash. She goes into the navel cavity, and you could see her brain, like, we could see inside of her brain for a second there. God, that was so funny. She felt herself glitch. Easter egg. So I finished watching it. Meghan Trainor ended up performing, which was fine. I mean, her songs are bops. Like, I enjoy the performance and everything, but yeah, there's definitely been Tonight Show appearances by Taylor that I've preferred to this one. The conversations were all right. We've definitely gotten like some more interesting tidbits from other late night shows, but this one was fine. I thought it was kind of interesting that her and Jimmy are actually kind of like friends. Like, there were pictures of them at a party drinking wine. Like, they hang out with each other. That's what I can really appreciate about Jimmy Fallon with these artists, is it feels like he's actually invested and he's like a friend to them, especially when like a lot of late night talk show hosts historically have been like a little creepy, a little weird. Like, it's not, you know, it just provides for like better interviews, but also probably a more comfortable situation for the one being interviewed. Taylor talked a little bit about tour, kind of very vaguely. She said, like, I think I should do one. It's been 4 years. And he said, so sooner rather than later. And she said, I think I should do one. And that was about it. It was interesting. I don't know how to read into that. When Jimmy brought up her NYU honorary doctorate, I thought he was going to mention how she put Labyrinth lyrics in her speech. I'm a little disappointed he didn't. I feel like he should have maybe done a little bit more research into the theories and asked the like hard-hitting questions like that. Like, wow, you really do plan things out that far. Or asked her maybe like what was the first song she wrote for this, when she started writing for this. I want to know a little more about the behind-the-scenes process, how this album came to be. We didn't really get that a whole lot. I mean, it was a short interview. So yeah, I think those are all my thoughts, and I will see you when she's on the Graham Norton show. Also, the cat breeds thing. However many cat breeds in 30 seconds. I thought she was gonna get 50 in 30 seconds for a minute there, because she'd said she could name 50 in 5 or something. I was like, oh, 30 definitely. And she wasn't able to do it. However, didn't she already do this before during the 1989 era? Someone in some interview asked her to name as many cat breeds as she could. I think I've seen this film before. I was getting deja vu. Hello, it is Friday night. I'm about to watch the Graham Norton show. I do not have like cable, because who's gonna pay for that when it's so expensive and you have to watch all those commercials? But I found a recording recording of it. Just that one episode with Taylor in it on YouTube, but it was blocked in my country, so I went over to my VPN and I switched to Great Britain because it's a British show. Blocked in that country too because of copyright. So then I switched to South Africa and now I'm in. This is why everyone needs a VPN. It's not sponsored. I wish it was sponsored, but I use NordVPN. I'm very excited to watch this. I'll be sharing my thoughts as I watch, and we can discuss this in the comments. My cat is already done with Midnight's Manifest week, so it's a good thing this is the last day. She's hiding her face. Is she the only one with a glass of wine? I can't get over that. She's got like water with it to chase it down though. Okay, this is going to end up being a very short section of this vlog, but I watched the Graham Norton show and not much happened. She pretty much just kind of confirmed there will be a tour for Midnight's, which she did in the Jimmy Fallon interview anyways. She said like it will happen soonish, and he said this year or next year, and she said soonish. And that was pretty much the only thing we learned. She interacted a little bit with I think his name is Eddie, the actor from Fantastic Beasts, and I guess they screen tested for Les Mis together years ago. There was like a funny anecdote about them, but other than that, that was about it. She did not perform. We still have not gotten a live performance to Midnight's. Let me know down below which interview you preferred, what song off of Midnight's you would like to see her perform live, because it's bound to happen at some point, okay? One more little glimpse of my beautiful signed Midnight's copy. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Please keep an eye out for my Midnight's lyrical analysis / review video. I'm going to make one like that. I haven't made one like that since Evermore because the past 2 albums have been re-records, but we're gonna get back into kind of a more in-depth analysis of an album I already reacted to that's still kind of new in my head. I hope to do that before the end of the year. Let me know what other Taylor Swift or Midnight's content you'd like to see. I also have a Love Sucks Avril Lavigne deluxe album reaction coming in like a week. And yeah, if you want to follow me on my Instagram, it is right here. And if you want to follow me on my TikTok, that is right here. I will see you all next week, or maybe in a few days, depending on when I post this, for another video. And I hope you have an amazing day. Bye guys.